Hi guys, welcome back. Last week I did the 24.1 Crossfit Opens workout. I filmed it, put it online, and the motivation for doing that video was because currently the Opens are in progress. There's lots of buzz and noise from the CrossFit community, and I just wanted to be a part of that, albeit on my own, in my own gym. So I decided that I would have a go at these workouts. It means that I could relate to the content that I am watching, and the people that are talking about it, I will know what they're on about. Obviously, it's self-regulated. I'm doing it all by myself. It's not an official attempt. I am not a CrossFitter. I do not train in a CrossFit gym. I am just a regular fitness muggle. I'm a relatively fit guy. For example, I've just come back from a park run, having ran it in 20 minutes. I train for Hyroxes and things of that nature. So although I am a fit guy, I know that these type of fitness challenges are very humbling, even for guys that are quite fit. So I go into it with my eyes wide open on that front, and that's okay. So let's have a look at 24.2. The reason for this video, which I intend to be doing shortly. So it's a 300-meter row, perfectly fine with the rower. It's a 10 reps of deadlift at 84 kilos. Again, that's completely fine. They might get heavier before the end. But the sting in the tail of 24.2 is the 50 double unders. Now, these are both cardiovascular devastating, but from a technical point of view, they're a tough one to crack. I can skip, I can do double unders, but I don't think I can sustain them. So I might have to break it up into chunks, a little bit like I do wall balls at a Hyrox event, cluster them into 10s or 20s. It's an AMRAP, so it's as many reps as possible in 20 minutes. If you happen to have gone through multiple times, which you are likely to have, and say you've done a half, you can then break the sort of remainder down into reps, and it can be counted in reps. The reps on the rower are counted by the 10 meters, so every 10 meters is a rep. With that all being said, I know the rules, I know the movement standards, I think. I'm going to get myself down to the gym, put the cameras down, set the stopwatch going. I'm just going to go for a 20-minute cruise around 24.2. All right, let's go do it. Okay guys, this is the part of the video where we take a little look at my 24.2. I have fast forwarded a whole bunch of this. It's not the entire 20 minutes, I promise. Most of that is the skipping, since that's the bit that went on the longest and the thing that I am most embarrassed about. So don't be surprised when my skipping looks really quick. That's because it is run at ×7 speed. So right, let's get on with this. Right, and we are off. This workout starts on the Concept 2 rower. As you can see, I've laid out everything. You can pretty much fit this entire workout into 3 square meters of sort of floor space. So that's what I did. Please note on the top right, I have overlaid a nice big blue clock just to show the running time. And any of the bits that I've fast forwarded through will also keep up with that. So I'm coming to the end of my first stint on the rower. So it was 300 meters and I have racked the handle. Straight over to the deadlifts, and I crack on with these, not too much bother at all. When doing deadlifts, I generally do a reverse grip. So one hand is under the bar, one hand is over the bar, and these kind of get powered out quite quickly. Not too much bother. The entire time I'm staring down at that blue skipping rope thinking that is next. Holy moly, I've got to go and do some of these now. Now I have fast forwarded quite a lot of the skipping, and that is basically because I'm absolutely terrible at it. As you can see, jumping too high, my arms lift up. There's a million reasons why I'm absolutely awful at these, but the main one is I'm unpracticed, right? I don't train double unders. I have absolutely no reason to do double unders in my regular gym week. So I am fast forwarding through these just to save myself some sort of dignity. Every now and again you see me stop, do my shoelace up, look up into the sky, take a few deep breaths as I come to terms with just how truly awful the double unders actually are. As the skipping rope keeps catching on my feet, it keeps undoing my own shoelaces. I should have double knotted them. lesson for next time. There's not going to be a next time. So swiftly back onto the rower for the second stint. Now the pace on these is interesting. You could obviously go super quick and then be immediately gassed. So I think people probably use the rower as the station where you catch your breath. There isn't much time to do that on the double unders. Whether you're good at them or bad at them, it's aerobically demanding. So I think the rower, you can still maintain a decent pace without battering yourself. So I think for me that was about 155 per 500, and that seemed to be okay. I didn't know how many of these I would get done, so I just kept it moderate. I'm not rushing around from piece of equipment to piece of equipment. It's very much a case of cruising through this particular workout rather than going hell for leather. Like I've always said, these are unofficial attempts. If I tried to shave 30 seconds off this, it makes no difference to me. I just wanted to experience this so I could appreciate what all you CrossFitters do. Right, so the deadlifts again. I need to get my arse down a little bit on those. Lazy boy. Right, so we have just passed 7 minutes and I am moving back onto the double unders. I've realised that my shoelace has come undone again. Rookie mistake. So what I did at this point, in that moment, I thought to myself, right, get back on these double unders. But I don't think I held this particular skipping rope for very long. Once I realised, I sort of ran off and came back with a red one. Now this was slightly better. I got more sort of done in a row, less tripping on the rope. I think it being a little bit shorter meant that it wasn't sort of rebounding off the rubber matting and hitting straight into my feet. I was still quite rubbish though. I think I was at most getting 7, which is about 3 more than I thought I would get. I'm getting quite frustrated by it as well because I can just feel time hemorrhaging away. I'm just wasting so much time on it. So muddled through those, whatever, and straight back onto the rower again. I don't do my feet straps up on these. Something I've learned in high rocks, that if you can just sit in loose straps. It's no big problem to not do them up. And smash out another 300 meters again, maintaining that 155 per 500. We are approaching the 13-minute mark now, so this is technically the 3rd time through this particular workout, and I'm done on that. Again, I'm not overly springy out of that. Straight onto the deadlifts now. For comparatively, if I was to tell you sort of my max deadlifts relative to this 85, I've been able to pull a decent 260 off the deck before now. Not recently though, a few years back, on a sort of a regular deadlift, and about 300 on a trap bar deadlift. These days it's much less because I don't lift top end weight that much anymore for fear of pulling something in my old age. Right, 3rd time back on the double unders. Bloody things, my heart sank after those deadlifts finish because I'm absolutely blooming toss at these. As you can see, even though I fast forward it, you can still see the despair on my face after the rope catches every single time. Hated it, absolutely hated it. Now, you could argue that I could get better at these with practice, but I'm not actually sure I want to be good at double unders. I don't think I'm going to be a huge amount fitter for trying. But yes, you can see that it keeps whipping me in the shins. That's no joy. That's no fun at all. And every now and again, it whips me right on the tips of the toes. Yeah, that's a fun one as well. Right, so 4th time on the rower. Nearly there now, nearly there. And I'm just going to get on with it. I know I've only got a little bit of time to go as we sort of plough through these last couple of minutes. So I went a bit faster on that. I think I went down to about 150 per 500 just to get it done because I kind of wanted to get through the row and the deadlifts and even back onto the double unders before the end of time. So we're up to 18 minutes 30 on the clock. I'm off that, straight onto the deadlifts for another go. I tried to get these done relatively quickly as well. So touch and go, touch and go, touch and go. And then the very last stint, and I did not fast forward the last set on the skipping, just for shits and giggles, something to laugh at before this 20 minutes is over. So 19 minutes now. I'm done with those. And now, believe it or not, I've got a minute of double unders to do. But at this point, I was taxed. I was fatigued. Stringing more than one together was now the problem, and you can see that on my face. But doing them in ones, I was getting much less problems in terms of like whipping myself. So I suppose swings and roundabouts on this particular one. But you can see that I'm absolutely tanked. I'm just waiting for that sort of clock to come round. Now, bearing in mind when you watch this and how sort of knackered and laboured I look, I had just come from a park run, that literally the hour before, where I'd ran a 20-minute effort. So I suppose I'd got into this workout a little bit pre-fatigued, but whatever, it was the time I had. And that is I think I got about 14 done on this set. Oh, I did 3 together at the end just to finish it off. And that's it. I'm on the floor gasping for breath, as often is the case at the end of these things. And I have muddled my way through something else. Okay, just come out of the gym, 24.2. It was a bit of a disaster in the exact place where I thought it would be, the skipping. Now, you're either good at skipping or you're not. A little bit like juggling. You're either good at juggling or you're not. And now I can skip single skips quite well for a sustained period of time, but double unders mean jumping that much higher and expelling that much more energy. Initially I started off with the blue skipping rope, and it felt like I couldn't string together more than 2. And by the second set of double unders, I quickly ran across the gym and got one of their skipping ropes, which was the red one, slightly shorter, slightly thicker, and I was able to string 5, 6, 7 together in a row before I eventually tripped on the rope. Now my shins and my toes even are sore right now for the amount of times they got whipped by the skipping rope coming round, and that's no fun. Yeah, I lost a lot of time. I think I got around maybe 4 times just then. Just shy, because I didn't finish that last set of double unders. I think I got 14 done in the end. Obviously I could do better. The row and the deadlifts, no problem whatsoever. And if the skipping was replaced by just about anything else, I think I would have been fine. But these workouts are what they are. People at CrossFit practice this stuff over and over and over again, not just from a fitness perspective, but from a technical perspective. So obviously there's nuances to the double unders, as there is just about everything. So I'm going to go home and do my very last bit to camera, and then probably go fetal on the floor and let the dog lick the sweat off my face. Just got back from the gym. I'm still a bit sweaty. I've just done 24.2 from the Crossfit Opens. Wow, it was a tough cookie. I'm not going to lie. Congratulations to every man and woman out there that has done this workout. It is insane. I went to the gym. It was almost empty, which is exactly how I like it. I got my little corner, I dragged my rower over, I got my skipping rope out, and I set my barbell up. I wasn't exactly sure how to make 185 pounds out of the kilogram weights I have in my gym. So I put a set of 25s on, a set of 5s, and a set of 2.5s, which equates to 85, which is as close as I can get to that. I think that equates to 83.9, which is a really weird number. So yes, 85, and I pressed go on my stopwatch, and the workout was started. Now, the wheels were always going to fall off at the skipping. We started with the row, fine. Deadlifts, fine. Skipping, wow. actually okay at speed rope generally, like 60 seconds a minute of just regular speed rope, that's fine. But double unders is something completely different. It is so much harder in terms of you have to jump that much higher and you have to whip the rope that much quicker. And then on top of all that, you have to do sets of 50, multiple sets. So it didn't help when I started skipping. I couldn't get past about 7 before I was catching my feet. And the more this happened, the more I got frustrated. And the longer this went on, I started to get fatigued. Obviously, a lot of wasted energy every time I sort of failed one of these. I was whipping my shins and my toes so frequently that it actually undid my shoelaces, which I then had to stop and sort out. So yeah, I muddled through the first set, got so mad at the skipping rope, I marched across the gym and took another one off the rack. Slightly shorter, slightly thicker rope, and I did get on better, but by which point I was frustrated and fatigued. So inevitably I had to sort of muddle through each of these sets. How I got on, I nearly got to the fourth complete set. I will work out how many reps that might be. I think it was 14 in the end on the last skipping section. So I don't know how that actually works out. I need to do a little bit of calculating. So yeah, obviously this isn't this isn't an official attempt. This is just me as a non-CrossFitter having a go at this type of workout. Obviously at this point in the year, there's lots of buzz in the CrossFit community, and lots of those guys also do other hybrid events that I do. So it's nice to be able to relate and communicate to those guys when talking about this kind of thing. I have a full and complete appreciation for what you guys do. It obviously takes a lot of practice to do some of these exercises. Like I said in the car on the way back, skipping and double unders, if you do them enough, it becomes a little bit like muscle memory. And the thing I compared it against was juggling, right? About 10 years ago, maybe even longer, I learned how to juggle, right? And nowadays, I don't practice it anymore, but I can knock out a pretty decent juggle because of muscle memory. And I guess that's exactly the same principle when you learn techniques for something like double unders and muscle ups. So that brings me on nicely to what 24.3 is. Now, this one's a little bit even more technical than the last, because the full workout includes muscle ups, and I can't do muscle ups. I've tried. I've watched so many tutorials about it and I've just never got anywhere. I think I'm just quite uncoordinated, and that's okay. I know who I am and what I'm capable of. So this one might have to be the only one of the three that I actually scale. So that's what I'll be looking at for 24.3, which I'll probably do next week at some point. So thank you for watching this video. Remember, this was just a muggle's guide, a sort of what happens when a regular other gym goer has a go at a CrossFit workout. It's not serious. You don't have to cry about form or reps or anything. Like I said, unofficial, no one cares. It was just me having a go. Thank you for watching, guys. If you want to see how badly I do 24.3, please give the channel a subscribe. There'll be loads of other content from other events and things coming soon as well. And I will see you soon in my next video. Mart out.